Hey everybody, back with Larry McKenna lesson number 7. This is a great one in that this was kind of like a culmination of a bunch of lessons, previous lessons, and he put a lot of those devices into a solo. So the tune that he was teaching me during this week when I studied with him back in 1988, 89, whenever this lesson was the tune Invitation. And it's written in alto key. Normally people do Invitation C minor, so that the solo that Larry wrote out is in A minor. But Invitation, anyway, hopefully you know the tune. If you don't, look it up because learn the head better than I just did on the piano. But this is a solo that Larry wrote out to that tune Invitation. So check it out, and then we'll talk about the devices that he uses in this. And again, Larry wrote this out in about like 4 minutes. There's no eraser marks, nothing. All right, here you go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I went on a little bit, but the devices that Larry uses here are just brilliant. So let's look at the very beginning here, the A minor 7, and you notice right away Larry has a G sharp. So Larry loves to interject and use side by side the Dorian scale and the melodic minor. So he'll use this sound, the melodic minor, ascending, while also using the Dorian scale. So what's the difference in those two scales? The 7th degree. So in the melodic minor, the 7th degree is raised, and it's a natural 7. In the Dorian scale, or Dorian mode, it would be a flat 7. But both of them have a raised 6, which is super important because that's the melody note. So Larry utilizes that in this. Okay, so he's got that beginning where he goes back and forth between the melodic minor and the Dorian. And again, use of the triplets here, just beautiful. So notice there, that's the Dorian scale. But now when he comes back down, now he uses that major 7th, the melodic minor, and now wow. All right, so what's he doing here? Well, this is a pretty standard diminished pattern. Now look at the chord, D13 flat 9. So the rule of diminished, and again, this was previous lessons that Larry taught me. The rule of the diminished is if it's a dominant chord of the flat 9, use the half whole diminished. So if I started the diminished scale on D and ascended, that's where Larry gets that pattern from, is that half whole diminished based off of D. Now check out the G13 flat 9. Again, what's the rule of diminished? If it's got a flat 9, the dominant chord, use that half whole diminished. So if I start the diminished on G, okay, well that's that diminished sound. Now look what Larry did. Larry gave me a diminished pattern. Perfect. I mean, just beautiful diminished pattern based off of that half whole diminished scale that you can start on G. Now, what are the other diminished scales that go along with the G diminished? Well, B flat is the same scale, B flat half whole diminished, D flat or C sharp half whole, same scale, and E. So as you look at that pattern works over an E 13 flat 9, a G 13 flat 9, a B flat 13 flat 9, and a D flat or C sharp 13 flat 9. So that pattern is wonderful, those two measures. Now look, we go back to C9, C minor 9, the next one, and again, here we go where Larry is using mainly, in this one actually he uses all Dorian. So for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 measures, he uses nothing but the Dorian scale. Triplets. That's a great sound. Okay, now here we go, F13 flat 9. Well, here's where Larry uses a polychord. Again, it's kind of built off this idea of the diminished, but when I've got a flat 9, this diminished sound, the half whole diminished, has triads in it. Okay, so if I start the F diminished scale, half whole on F, there are triads within that, and the triads are F, A flat, B, and D, which is what Larry uses here. He uses a D triad over the F13. Now, the D is the 13. So let me start again from the C minor 9, end of the third line. Just Dorian. D major triad over the F13, because that triad exists in the half whole diminished based off of the F, because it's an F13 with a flat 9. Now here we go again, B flat 13 flat 9, which diminished, right, half whole. Does that look familiar? Well, it should. It's the same basic pattern as the second staff line. But now, so the second staff line, fifth measure. But now, on this B flat 13, he does it in this diminished scale. Just genius. Now, we're on to the next part. B flat minor 7 to E flat 7. So this is going to be a 2-5 to A flat minor. Right up the Dorian scale. E flat 7 altered, very standard. Standard sound there. Beautiful sound there. Again, a lot of this is based off of that Crimea River type sound, but the A flat minor all diatonic to A flat minor. There wasn't any alteration there, so that's basically just a Dorian scale again that he's using. Now look at the next part again. Use of triplets, A flat minor, resolving to the third of the D flat 7, Now here we go, a D flat altered. So now Larry goes up a half a step. Remember, when you have an altered, that's going to be a flat 9. So Larry goes up a half step and uses that, basically that jazz minor, at least for this little triplet here. Flat 9, sharp 9. Flat 9, sharp 9, and then root flat 7 to the third of the F sharp minor. That little exchange there, the A flat minor 7, the end of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th staff line down. A flat minor 7, D flat altered, F minor, just beautiful. Let me play it for you again. Do it again without the little crack there. Awesome. And now look at the F minor 7. Now here we go. Larry's using the melodic minor, so he's using that major 7. Again, think about like Larry's genius here. He's writing this out. He knows to write E sharp. Like, there's no erase marks. You know, he just has it down there. So here's the F sharp minor. Great. Now here's the next one. I love this. Quote from the tune Laura. Just beautiful. That whole line there. Now look at the last staff line. This is his use of the jazz minor. When I have a minor 7 flat 5, which is what that C sharp minor 7 flat 5 is, I can go up to the minor third and use that melodic minor, which Larry uses the Crimea River sound. So the C sharp, half diminished, he's thinking, look, that's an E minor. And then he just adds the 9 on that E. So sorry. Beautiful. And then he keeps up on it as it goes down a half step to the C13. Now that's a 13, so it's got a natural 9. So Larry goes up to the 5th degree and uses that jazz minor and uses the same pattern. 9, 1, 5, flat 3, 2, 1. So he's getting a string of the same pattern. So the C sharp, half diminished, uses the E. 9, 1, 5, flat 3, 2, 1. Now, the 9 would be the 9 of the key of E minor, because he's going to the minor third of C sharp, which is E. Now, over the C13, he goes to the 5th degree of C and uses the same pattern. So the 5th degree of C would be G. 9, 1, 5, flat 3, 2, 1. Now, same thing, F7, natural 9, goes to the 5th degree, C minor, same pattern, 9, 1. And now he uses the same pattern over the E7, but since it's an E7 with a flat 9, or a sharp 9, he goes up a half step. So up a half step from E would be F, and does the same pattern. So in the key of F, G, F, C, A flat, G, F. 9, 1, 5, flat 3, 2, 1. So that whole last line is the same pattern. 9, 1, 5, flat 3, 2, 1. But then he uses it in different ways. So here's that whole line. And then he's back. Crazy good. All right, let me play the whole solo for you one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you get the idea, just going on in this solo. All right, that was the lesson on invitation. And Larry used this, basically a jazz etude that he wrote out in like 4 minutes to remind me of all of the stuff that we've already talked about. So this was kind of like a culminating lesson. So what are all the things that we had talked about up to this point? Well, uses of the melodic minor scale, basically like 3 uses. Natural 9 going up to the 5th degree, flat 9 going up a half step, minor 7 flat 5 going up to the minor 3rd. So, and then obviously root position, minor. So that idea, the idea of the diminished scale and the triads associated with it, the polychords. So all of those ideas, and then of course, as he writes a solo out, he's giving me good bebop rhythm. So the use of triplets and all that. So just crazy good. Just brilliant teaching by Larry. So there you go, Invitation. And this tune, by the way, is worthy of years and years and years of study. It's a great tune. So all right, Larry McKenna lesson number 7. Hope it helps. Stay well.